Hello and welcome to Module 3 in PA 460. We're getting through this semester very quickly, of course. And as I did the last couple of weeks, once I finish this video, it's going to be here under Module 3 Overview, which you found already. And we are going to talk about several different things. Again, similar setup to last week. We have Review Part 1, which is centered around Chapter 5. There's two videos there. We have Review Part 2, which is centered around performance measurement. And I have a lecture on performance measurement there, as well as another video. We have Discussion 3, a practical way to help homeless find work and safety. And this actually is going to be very helpful later in the semester when you're working in groups and thinking of policies to implement, because I use a similar policy to this video for the examples for the policy worksheets that I want from the group. So pay good attention to that. Exercise 3, performance measurement. Again, same thing. Watch the lecture first. Download the performance measurement document that I have for you, and you can use it during the exercise. I want you to do well. And of course, the reading quiz on chapters 5 and 6 at the end, or that are due on Saturday. So we'll just go through this quickly. So define the problem and construct policy alternatives. It's a video on undocumented workers in Alabama, the state of Alabama. Policy pertaining to undocumented workers is interesting. And that also coincides, it's not related to what's in the text directly, but it's the same subject matter. And you have information there. Then you have again, it's not very long. And then you have a short video about privatizing America and how some things have worked and some things have not. Performance measurement lecture is I do myself, and you definitely want to pay attention to that, because we want to make sure everyone is using the same performance measurement vernacular and metrics in this class. Because if you go to different disciplines, they may use similar terms differently. So I want to make sure everyone's on the same page in this course. That's where you see your basic systems, measurements, inputs, output, outcomes, knowing the difference between outputs and outcomes. A lot of people have trouble with that. Evaluative or evaluation criteria. And then what I've done is put them all together myself based on several different sources. And again, use the version I give you, which is defined here, especially between efficiency and effectiveness. Often that's misconstrued and is used loosely in both ways. I want you to make sure that you know efficiency is inputs, the cost of inputs to create one output, and effectiveness is, are we satisfying goals? So they're two different things. This is related to inputs and outputs, and effectiveness is related to outcomes. Is it working? You can have something very efficient that isn't effective. And I give you an example in the lecture. So also, we have a video here, Intro to Cost Benefit Analysis. That's something to watch, just to give you an idea of cost benefit analysis. And then I've written out the steps here. And then know what these things are: risk assessment, forecasting, impact assessment. I know it's a lot of different things. We're not going to get too far into the weeds of these latter different assessments. This is more of a generalist PA 460 course. I mean, it's upper division, so it's be a little more work. But this, you could have a course on each one of these if you wanted. Then you have the TED Talk, which I explained is very important this week because my example is loosely, well, not even loosely, it's based on this. And then you have your performance measurement quiz. Again, I'm going to go back here. Oops. Make sure you download the performance measurement document, which is in part 2. Okay. Going here. This. And of course, at the end, you have the reading quiz, the same as always. So, um, looking forward again to your discussion, grading your discussions this week. Last week they were excellent, across the board. Most of the discussion posts were fantastic. Appreciate the enthusiasm and also the grace in interacting with the other students. So I will speak to you next week with the overview, and things will change a little bit because we have an exam. But until then, take care and make sure to stay ahead of the assignments.